to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, what's good? If you are new, hey boo, I am back with another video. And so we are just gonna hop straight into the video. This is the fourth part of how to spot spiritual warfare in the workplace. And so now, before I even started this video, I was just reflecting on the jobs that I've had in the past, so where I have spotted this. Now, like I said before in previous videos, it's all different types of spiritual warfare. And so with this one, we are just going to talk about the overall environment. Now, I have spoke on my channel about spiritual warnings, being able to read the aura off of certain places, okay? And it goes into where you work as well. And so I may give y'all a couple of story times to where I was able to spot this. Now, I mentioned in the first part, I said, how does this place look? Okay, this is just me just kind of pulling from some spiritual advice that I had got from my mother a long time ago. I never forget, she told me that evilness dwells in filth, okay? And so I am a firm believer. I do believe that, okay? I do believe that evil dwells in filth, okay? Because it's something about a cluttered place or a filthy place where you just don't feel content. It's a lot that goes into this thing when it comes to dirty places, working environments and things like that. So say for instance, you work at a certain environment to where it can be a factory kind of job. It could be a grocery store. It could be just, you could just be working anywhere and you can tell that people don't really care about the environment. Like the workstation may always be dirty all the time. The cafeteria, something like that, may always be dirty. Just little stuff like that, to where it seems as though they are very neglectful of certain areas. But it may be a place to where they keep one area completely clean, or important areas where it's a lot of traffic through, they keep that part spick and span and in tip-top shape. But I had to add this in here. So when I say they only keep certain areas of the place clean, it's gonna kind of seem as though they care more about their customers than their employees. So when you go into other areas of the work environment, you can see that it's being neglected, it's filthy. And you probably thinking like, what does this have to do with spiritual warfare? Because when you are working in dirty kind of environments, meaning, before we get to talking about the spiritual, they can pose as a safety hazard as well. Unsanitary kind of places. It seemed like they ain't dusted in years. It seemed like they ain't swept or cleaned it in years. And all type of particles and stuff is flying around. Like you may be working in a factory. Y'all may be working in a bakery or something like that. Places where you are preparing certain things for people and you got to serve this to the public. And you see that behind the scenes, they not keeping certain areas clean. I had watched a certain video from a long time ago about restaurant inspections, things along that nature, and the way that they was keeping this restaurant was really nasty. Like in the back kitchen, I think it was a video where they talked about, I shared this in my witchcraft and warlocks video, where I said the Chinese buffet had got 107 violations because they was working in very unsanitary kind of conditions. Okay, the outside of the buffet looked nice, but the back area, they got all types of old food, the sink nasty, stuff like that. That can be a part of spiritual warfare, okay? This is why a lot of times where you may find yourself not feeling motivated to go to work because your environment is cluttered, it's filthy. You know, filth carries a spirit, whether you want to believe it or not, because how are you comfortable working in them kind of environments? You're not going to be comfortable. You're going to be feeling antsy and stuff like that. And so basically, when it comes to working in environments like that, it kind of lets you know a lot about management as well, because them neglecting the cleanliness of the working environment says a lot too. Because if your employees are working in this area, you don't want them getting sick, okay? Because if they get sick, they're not going to be able to come to work. And so if it seems like the management don't really care about stuff like that, a lot of things are going to be said without being said, if y'all catch my drift. A person don't have to open their mouth to tell you certain things. You're just going to be able to read through their energy. You are going to be able to read by the things that they don't say. You know what I'm saying? And so if you see that the management, nobody else seemed to care about the cleanliness of the working environment. It seemed like they got stuff that's been laying around for years and years and years and they haven't cleaned it up or nothing like that, then that can be a key way to let you know that they don't really care about your safety. It's all type of unsafe hazards around the work area. It can cause an accident, you know. You can get injured on the job because of their negligence, for their uncleanliness. Okay, uncleanliness can cause work hazards, okay, to where people can end up injuring themselves. We are just going to go into another part of uncleanliness in the workplace. And you probably think like, this don't got nothing to do with spiritual warfare. Yes, it do. Okay. Evilness dwells in filth. Evil spirits like to take resting place and they like to dwell in dirty places. And that's why it's important to always keep your home clean, keep your workplace clean, your workstation clean. It's just like you have a better peace of mind. Your mind is more clear when your environment is clean. Hopefully y'all understand what I'm trying to say. But dirty places in working environments, that's a spiritual thing as well. It may not seem that way, but it is. Ain't nothing good about dirtiness, filthiness. Okay, and so when it comes to certain things as far as like the cleanliness and stuff like that, I had a couple of jobs where I worked at to where it seemed like, and this just gonna kind of play into the second part where I touched briefly on racism, where I said, say for instance you got a cleaning type of job, you start to notice that certain areas may be extremely dirty. Let me just say this. When it comes to the filthiness and things like that, it's a difference between a messy environment and a filthy environment. So, say for instance, you working in a particular area and you notice that some of the employees, some of the management, one particular, you don't know who it is doing this, but you know that every time you come in to do your job, it's this same mess that's being made. You can tell being made by a specific person. Now, y'all know I be going deep into things, but a lot of times when people make a mess, you are going to be able to tell whether they are purposely making this mess because they know that you have to come and clean it up. And you know the difference between people just making a mess, okay? Ain't nothing wrong with that. But if it seems like a person is purposely messing up things so that you have to clean it, then that's another way to start spiritual warfare. Because some people, and y'all know y'all have probably came across people like this before, they are purposely nasty. They are purposely filthy because they are sending a message with that. They want to basically let you know they don't care about how they live, about how they carry themselves. They don't care about nobody else. Because when you're around other people, it's okay for you to be how you want to be at home, okay? That's your business. That's your privacy. You can do whatever you want. But when you are around other people, it's a certain kind of way I feel like you should carry yourself as far as cleanliness, okay? If you are around other people, I feel like you should give them a certain kind of respect when it comes to cleaning up and picking up after yourself, okay? If you grown, there's no way in the world that you should be being filthy like this. Some people are comfortable in their filth. You can tell a lot about how a person live at home by the way that they carry themselves at work, okay? So this may be the type of person that and this gonna be a little bit TMI, y'all, but I got to tell this story. I hope. Let me just give y'all a warning. If you are eating, please pause the video pause the video and come back after you are done eating, because this, what I'm about to tell y'all, is gonna probably spoil your appetite. If you got a weak stomach, I'm gonna say please do not watch it. Just get past one particular job that I was working at. I had to clean, and so every day I would come in to clean this place. Every single day this would happen, okay? I used to have to clean the women's restroom and the men's restroom, and so when I used to go in this men's restroom, the toilet would be so nasty, okay? Now for a person that cleans this one particular bathroom every single day, you know how you clean. You know how you left this bathroom when you was done cleaning it. Every single day, I kid you not, y'all, I would clean this men's restroom. I would go and clean the toilet and it'd be nothing but crap. It just made me look at men completely different, because some men are nasty, okay? Y'all be chasing up behind them and just falling all in love with them. And some of these men are nasty. They carry themselves very nastily. And I just be sitting up thinking, like, this who y'all be going crazy over? They can't even flush the toilet after they self. They leaving all type of streak marks in the toilet. And when I'm talking about streak marks, I'm talking about, you know how some crap been sitting in the toilet for too long to where it just gets stuck? This toilet, I kid you not, y'all. I don't want to spoil y'all appetite, but I had to say this. But this toilet had stuck crap on it every single day. Every single day I would have to come and clean this crap out of this men's toilet. Every single day now. And I'm just sitting up thinking, like, how is it, like, I understand we all got to go do our business sometimes. We got to go number 2. But how is it that you don't know how to wipe clean your tail after you? I had to pause and put this in here, but it seemed like, I know y'all like, oh my God, girl, I don't want to hear no more of this. But it seemed that like the person was purposely smearing the toilet like that so that it can get hard and stuck. Done taking a crap. That's a person that, this is just me putting this out here. When you get done doing your business, you have to clean up after yourself. Even after you done cleaning up yourself, you have to make sure everything's straight before you leave the toilet. Like, how is it that you leaving all type of fudge, like hard fudge? That's what it looked like. It was really nasty, y'all. Like, that stuff, when I say that stuff turned my stomach, I thought I didn't have a weak stomach until I seen it. I never experienced that on no job that I worked at. But when I seen that fudge, it was like stuck on the toilet. I'm like, this is so nasty. And every single day, it would be there. It would be almost as if I never cleaned it. And I'm just like, I could have sworn I cleaned this bathroom thoroughly. Because when you cleaning up stuff like that, fudge and all type of stuff, frosting, we just gonna keep it clean and PG. You have to thoroughly clean to make sure everything is, you get into the crevices and nooks and crannies to make sure everything is clean. But every day I was coming and seeing that, I'm like, nah, this is straight up filth. This is nasty. Okay, at this point, you are a nasty person. Because ain't no way in the world that you don't know the drop flush method. Some people probably don't know. But that was disgusting, y'all. I could not work at that job no more after that, because I'm like, this is nasty. It don't even have to be a scenario like that. It could just be a situation to where a person, you may have to share a certain area with certain coworkers, and you see that they don't really like to clean up behind themselves. You always find yourself having to clean up after them and stuff like that. Like I said, people carry their spirits that they have been resting in at home. They bring it to work. Okay, that stuff is serious. When it seems as though people don't really care about their working environment, they just real inconsiderate. Some people, they just might not be aware, but if a person is filthy and nasty, this is something that they have gotten comfortable in. This is something that they are used to. And so they may not be aware how it is affecting everyone else, how it's putting everybody else off. Like, you can't go to the bathroom because it's all type of fudge brownies in the toilet and stuff like that. And so it's just like, yeah. Spiritual warfare, filthiness and nastiness is one of them when you're dealing with it at work. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to put that in there. But let me just throw this in here, because if you are doing certain jobs to where you have to clean up behind other people, because it's certain careers and professions to where you have to care for other people, you have to clean up after them and stuff like that. Let me just put this in here and be considerate, because I got to be specific, because, you know, on YouTube, you got to make all types of disclaimers because people take everything seriously. But if you are the type of person, if you may work at a nursing home, you have to clean up after the elderly, and you see some fudge brownie in the toilet that's been hard and it's been stuck there for a long time, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about cleaning up behind able-bodied grown people this nasty like this. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. And that literally just led me into my next point, and this is for all my healthcare workers, my nurses, in-home care kind of workers. I have seen some horrible videos of the type of treatment healthcare workers receive from their clients. This is also a huge part of spiritual warfare as well, because if you are the type of person, and I just got to come and say this when you are working in any healthcare related environment, hospitals, nursing homes, any kind of rehabilitation facilities where you caring after other people, these people can't do for themselves. You have to be, and this is the thing, because I remember I had to go through an entire process when I had started working at the hospital. I was about to go to work at a nursing home, and I had to go through the entire process of getting employed into a nursing home. You have to go through a screening. Like, you have to give a testimony story of why you want to work there. What is your beliefs? Okay. People want to know that when you go to work at these nursing homes, this is the hospice care and all those types of things. They want to know what kind of relationship do you have basically with the Lord in order to care for the elderly. You have to have a certain kind of spirit and heart posture in order to take on the care of elderly people, because that's like stepping outside yourself in a sense. That's kind of like following your purpose. That's why I say doctors and nurses, I tip my hat to them, because some of them, they have hearts of gold. Okay, they have a spirit, they have a gift of healing. Nurses and doctors have a spiritual gift of healing, and so in order for you to take something like that on, you are a special kind of person. Okay, but basically you are probably going to have certain instances to where when it comes to the spiritual warfare, you are probably going to be dealing with a lot of patients where they are going to be rude to you. Now, let me just say this, because you do got some healthcare professionals out here, nurses, doctors, all that they are rude to their patients as well. Okay, you got all type of abuse going on in nursing facilities. Okay, so let's just put that out on the table. It does happen. But I'm just going to piggyback off this one particular video I had seen on, I think it was Facebook a long time ago. This African woman had showed a videotape of how she was being treated by her client, and it was really nasty. She was doing in-home care for this one particular person, and the person was of a different race. I'm not going to say what it was, but you probably can already take a wild guess. But the person was literally treating this person like they was a slave. Okay, some people will take your kind, caring spirit, your willingness to be able to care for other people, they will take that and use it against you. They will take advantage of you. They will treat you like you are some sort of slave, even though this is your job to care after them, but they are going to go over and beyond. Okay, but this one particular video, the lady was literally cursing this woman out, calling her all type of N-words and all types of spitting at her and all type of stuff. I'm pretty sure y'all probably seen the video. It was a long time ago. It was a viral video of this. I think it was an African employee. She had went to work in home for this particular person, and the person was literally treating her like she was some sort of slave. That is spiritual warfare. Okay, these are the times to where you need to ask yourself, are you biting off more than you can chew? I actually had a family member of mine that said she had the same particular incident with an employee to where that happened, and she had ended up leaving her job because of it. So a lot of these people that you are caring for, they carry evil demonic spirits. They carry unclean spirits. Okay, this is the person that, like I told y'all in the beginning of the video, they'll be purposely being nasty because they know that you have to clean up after them. Okay, that is an evil, wicked, demonic spirit. I told y'all plenty of times before that racism is evil. It's spiritual warfare, and a lot of times that is what you are going up against in the workplace. And I didn't plan for this video to be long. It's probably going to be a long one because I got testimonies for days. I got testimonies from other people. Like, I remember it was this one particular coworker that I used to work with at the hospital. Really sweet lady, really kind lady. She was from Africa. She was from Kenya. And her story is so inspiring to me. I had to share it because I looked at her like she was my sister. Oh yeah, I just got geeked up because when I started talking about this coworker, I remember she had so much of a pure sweet spirit. Like, she, you know how you meet them coworkers, they just have hearts of gold. Like, I could literally go on here on and on about certain coworkers to where I have just met, and they just had so much of a good heart. Like, I would never forget these people, but she was one of them. Me and her had became close when I started working there. And you know, when you're working in a hospital, they kind of have you all over the place. You may have one particular floor that you work mainly, but they will throw you around just so you can get a feel of everything. And so this African woman, she didn't speak English too well. And this is another thing I have noticed about, spiritual warfare within the workplace. We are going to talk about the racism, but we're going to talk about it from the other side, because I have seen it being displayed to other people. Okay. And this is just me speaking out for other people. I am always going to come and advocate for other people on my channel. I'm going to come always speak out against unfairness. Okay. When I see it being done to another person, I'm going to come and speak on it. I don't care if you black, white, Asian, Hispanic, whatever. I'm going to come speak out about it. And I'm going to probably put some more testimonies after this one particular woman. But I used to work the maternity unit when I worked in the hospital. And so the maternity unit is probably the busiest unit in the hospital, because somebody having a baby every minute, almost. And they used to have this little bell that would ring every time a baby was born. It was so precious. But I had ended up meeting this one particular coworker. I'm gonna call her Kenya. But yeah, she had so much of a sweet spirit. And I had started noticing that some of the other coworkers that worked there, okay, now this is part of management, okay? Now, when I started working there, I didn't really have too many issues with management. I was cool with a lot of people, but I started to notice some unfair treatment going on with Kenya. And the reason why I'm talking about Kenya is because I had so much respect for this woman. This woman was really working hard to take care of her family back in Africa. And so I would just see how much, she was so dedicated. That's how, the one thing I have noticed about foreigners, they come to America, they get employment, they be the hardest workers on these jobs. They are so dedicated because they know they have to take care of their family. And I have so much respect for people like that. But she came to me, okay? A lot of times you have to be a voice for the voiceless. And she got a voice, but she couldn't speak English. And so I consider that to be voiceless, because a lot of times when it comes to spiritual warfare within the workplace, the unfair treatment is purposely being done, because a lot of these management companies, okay, they look down on you if you are coming from a different place. They may treat you like you are less than. They may treat you like you are a slave, just like I said, that one viral video of that home worker. So when you work the maternity unit, it's two sides. Okay, so the maternity unit is split up into 4 parts, okay? I'm not going to tell y'all what exact unit I worked on, but she worked in a unit over me and I worked under her. But on each unit is 2 sides, A side and B side. One worker work on this side and the other worker work on the other side. And so I'm a fast worker. Okay, I always been like that. I always be the type of person that I learn stuff quick. I catch on to things easily. I may get things done way before everybody else. Okay, but I used to be one of those ones who done with my work early. And so we used to have to wear this work intercom to where we page, somebody want us on this floor. Management come through the page. Oh, Kiana, we need you on this floor. Oh, Kiana, we need you over here on this unit. Oh, Kiana, we need you on this wing of the hospital. Are you done with your work? Can you come help this one particular person? I was always helping out other coworkers with their work if they wasn't finished in time, and she was always the one. But I started noticing she had came to me one day. She said, now remember I told you she couldn't really speak English well. This is so sad, y'all. It's so crazy how you don't notice things until certain people point it out to you. But she said, I feel like they're picking on me. I feel like they're giving me a lot of work and it just doesn't seem fair. She was telling me one day when we was on our way going home from work, she was telling me that one of the people from management was picking on her. Sorry, I had to pause to add this in here, y'all, but I meant to put in too that she also had several write-ups. Now, y'all already know that if you get a certain amount of write-ups, that's grounds for termination. Okay, and so remember I told y'all she was a really dedicated worker, and she felt like, when I said she came to me, it sounded like she was on the brink of tears. She felt so hurt, and I felt her pain, because it's not fun being ganged up on and bullied and picked at and stuff like that. And so when she came to me and expressed this, I felt really bad for her. And she said, I don't know what to do. I feel like she picking with me and stuff like that. She gives me all this work, and when she had told me this, I started noticing it myself, One particular day, I never forget this. I will never forget this. This is why I always come on my channel and I speak against mean women, speak against mean girls. I do not like mean girl energy. That stuff is not cute. It's not funny. That stuff always going on within the workplace all the time. And I had seen it with Kenya. And so one particular day, we, doing our usual work. I'm almost done with my rooms. And so my girl Kenya had paged me over the intercom and asked me if I could come help her with her rooms. I didn't mind helping her because I looked at her like she was my sister. And so I was like, yeah, I'm finna come up and help her. Now, mind you, before you go help another coworker, you have to let management know that you are going to go to a different unit, you are going to go to a different floor. And I was about to page this one particular person. Do y'all know? Now, manager, before I even tell y'all this, remember I just told y'all that they will always be trying to have me go to different places. Can you go help this person? Can you go to this floor? Can you go to this unit? Y'all okay with me going to go help other people? And so this one particular time I was about to go up and help Kenya. Now, mind you, before we even get to this story, Kenya was working on a unit with another coworker, but this coworker used to always call off work all the time. She never would come in a lot. And so Kenya was left to do that entire unit by herself. Remember I told y'all that it's an A side and a B side on each unit in the hospital. The unit is split up into floors. And so each side of the units, it's about 10-20 plus rooms on each unit or more. Okay, everything is set up in a time schedule. And so just imagine if she had to do that entire unit by herself, there's no way she was going to get done with all of that in time. Because that's when she had came and complained to me. She was like, I feel like they picking on me. They keep on overloading me with all this work. And say, I didn't notice it at first until she came and told me. But it's like, how many rooms up there on that floor? How y'all expect for her to get all that done by herself? It had got to a point to where she was crying. She told me that she was on the verge of being terminated because they said she wasn't getting done with her work on time. And I'm just thinking, like, she doing that entire unit by herself. Because see, this is the thing, we worked the morning shift, and so the shift behind us was always making complaints that some of the rooms weren't getting done on time. And let me just add this in here too, y'all, because the unit that she was working on, this was actually one of the busiest floors on that unit. So that lets you know right there that they were purposely overloading her with that work. I remember a couple of times to where whenever I was done with my unit, I would go up to that unit because it was always rooms that needed to be done because it was so busy over there. Now, they was moving her around the hospital too a lot, but I would always notice that every time I would have to do extra work, it would be on that floor. So that just lets you know right there, they was purposely doing it to her. And so whatever the shift behind us complains about, that falls on us. We get in trouble for that, okay? And so basically, long story short, I was about to go up and help her. I'm paging such and such, I'm about to go up and help Kenya. Do you know this woman said, oh, it's okay, you don't have to go and help her. And I'm like, excuse me? She's like, oh, she's fine, you don't have to go help her. And I'm like, it immediately clicks to me what she said. Like, I feel like they're ganging up on me, they picking on me, and I've seen it clear as day, you know. And I'm like, I had to say, excuse me? I was like, why you don't want me to go up and help her? She got all them rooms to do by herself. That ain't right. That's not cool. That's spiritual warfare. Bullying, unfair treatment, racism, all that type of stuff is spiritual warfare. I'm like, any other time you would want me to go help somebody else, go help another coworker, or go to another floor and do some work. But why when I tell you that I want to go help Kenya, it's a problem. She don't need no help. I was floored because before Kenya told me about the situation, I was kind of like seeing a lot of the stuff myself. You know how they always got cliques in the workplace. Mean girls always seem to click up in the workplace. I always been the type of person, I'm solo dolo, okay? I can go to work and get along with pretty much everybody, but at the same token time, I man my business, okay? That's why I stay out of a lot of drama, because I ain't with the mean girl stuff, mean girl clicked up type of thing. But I had seen it a little bit with this person that she was telling me about. And so I was like, that is so mean. That's evil. And I just got to thinking back, like, why would you tell me not to go help her and she got all them rooms to do by herself? That's wrong. There's no way she's gonna be able to get all this work done by herself. And literally, it used to be plenty of times, and it all started to make sense to me. Every time we was about to get ready to clock out for work, Kenya would still be working. Like, she always was working overtime. And I used to always ask her, like, girl, why are you working overtime? And I guess she didn't really want me to know. I used to always notice that she would stay overtime. And she like, oh, I just want to work overtime. I can make extra money to send back home to my family. And I was just looking at her like, that's my sister right there. Like, that's dedication. You taking care of your family back in Africa. Like, I was so amazed at it. It was so crazy because she had her own business and everything. Like, they literally tried to play her. Like, a lot of people, they look at you a certain way. They feel like you live this kind of lifestyle. You do this and you do that. Like, they look at you and they make their personal judgments about you, not even knowing who you are outside of work. This woman had her own business. Like, I'm telling you, y'all, her own business. She had nice purses, jewelry. I'm telling you, outside of work, she was a boss, okay? She was a boss. She was there making her little extra coins to send back home to her family, but she was a straight up boss. And she had got my respect for that. But just to see the way that they was treating her, I wasn't feeling it. I'm like, you're not finna tell me I'm not gonna go up and help her. Like, she got all the room to do by herself. That's wrong. You don't do nobody like that. And see, that's the thing about these workplaces. Just like I said in my first video, y'all already know that I make video with purpose. It's always a story behind why I put out these videos. In the first video, I had told y'all that some of these jobs will hire you because they may see that you are in a desperate situation. They might have seen that she got a family to take care of back in Africa and they tried to play on that and use that against her. Like, yeah, let's overload her with all this work. I slowly but surely started to notice it. After she told me about them picking on her, I started to notice it myself. Because like I said before, when I'm working, I be in my own zone. I be in my own world. You know, I be trying to clock my hours and get up out of there. That's what kind of work I am. But I started noticing what she was telling me. And I'm like, nah, this ain't cool. This is not cool. How dare you disrespect her like that? She has a family to take care of. How dare you disrespect her like that? Overloading her with all this work, making her stay after her scheduled time. She didn't have to work overtime. That stuff really blew me. It made me look at management differently. It made me look at the work world differently, corporate and all that type of stuff. Like, it really don't matter what sort of qualifications you have. What it all boils down to is spiritual warfare. You can have the certain qualifications as this other person, but if they don't like the way you look, they're gonna treat you less than. And that's what they did to my girl Kenya, and I was not feeling it at all. I was not feeling it. That was nasty behavior. Now, I have witnessed some nasty behavior before with other people at work too. And I'll probably share those testimonies later on. I don't like to come and keep y'all for too long, but basically, that's spiritual warfare. When you are being treated unfairly because of your race, because of your background, your situation, whatever you may be going through, because the way that they was trying to play on her, I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it at all. But yeah, that's just the end of it. Do not work at places where you are being treated unfairly. Sometimes you have to know which jobs to accept and reject. The money may be good, but is it worth it? Never go against your dignity and your self-respect for $1, okay? Because people will manipulate you. They will try to control you. They will disrespect you. They will give you all type of poor treatment in situations like that. Be woman and man enough to walk away from a situation like that. I had somebody on my video, I think it was the second part of my spiritual warfare video. I think I may put the comment on the screen, but this man said he had been dealing with unfair treatment on the workplace for years, and he had broke his neck for this company and they treated him very poorly. He said that really affected him. That's how it is. Some of these jobs, they don't care about you. All they care about is what you can do for them. Everything in this life is give and take, okay? Everything has to be reciprocal, even when it comes to places where you work. Do you respect me is the question. I don't want to work at places where you don't respect me. I don't care how much you're paying me. It's not worth it. It's not worth your self-respect. If someone doesn't respect you, they are being unfair to you, they are giving you overloads of work, that's spiritual warfare. You are going to be stressed out. You are going to be feeling as though you are being ganged up on and bullied. I spoke up for my girl. I did. I stood my ground for her because I had so much respect for her. But that's how they treat you. When you have a caring spirit, like to help people all the time, you're doing certain job positions to where you constantly have to be an aid to other people, you will have some employees and some management that will take advantage of that. They would use that against you. Okay? It don't matter if all of y'all doing the same thing. If they see, like I said, people can see your spirit. They can see what it is that you carry. Kenya had a beautiful spirit, and those people think that. They seen certain things about her as a weakness, okay? Her ability to take care of her family, they tried to use that against her by giving her overloads of work. And the fact that she didn't know how to speak English well as well. That was a disadvantage. So yeah, be a voice for the voiceless when it comes to speaking up about spiritual warfare. That's why I come and make these videos. Speak up about spiritual warfare in the workplace, unfair treatment. You see it being done to another person and you know that this person does not have the voice or the power to speak for themselves. You be a voice for this person. You stand up for this person. You let this person know you're not gonna treat her like that. She is as much of an equal to everybody else in here. And she is my sister. Okay? So I'm not gonna let you disrespect her, because when I see how you treating her, you disrespecting her, that's like disrespecting me. Okay? You might have not done nothing shady to me. You probably might have talked about me behind my back, which I knew that it was a lot of gossip in the workplace. That's why I didn't get caught up in cliques and stuff like that. But you're not finna sit up here and disrespect my sister like that. You're not finna overload her with loads of work and then tell me that I can't go and help her. That's evil. That's wicked, and that's wrong. But yeah, that's just how I'm gonna end this video. You see any unfair treatment going on in the workplace, some of the ways that you may know that a person may want you to speak up for them, it's just like the situation what I told you. She came and told me how she felt about certain co-workers. It wasn't no gossip or none of that type of stuff, okay? I could tell that she was in a hopeless situation and just didn't know who else she could turn to. Okay? And so you be the voice for this person. You stand up for this person. Because some of these people in corporate and management, they are the biggest bullies out here. They get a certain position within a corporate world and they feel like they are more superior than other people, and other people are inferior to them. And sometimes you got to put them in their place and let them know this ain't that. You're not finna disrespect me by disrespecting my sister. Period, point blank. Okay? And that's just how I'm going to end this video. Spiritual warfare 101. Speak up for the voiceless. Speak out against the wrongdoings in the workplace. That's exactly why I'm making a series about spiritual warfare. We are going to tackle all the things of spiritual warfare. I'm going to give y'all testimonies upon testimonies. This channel ain't just all about me. It's about other people too. I have so many different testimonies about other people's story that I'm going to be coming to share with y'all about the spiritual warfare I have witnessed from them. Okay? And so yeah, hopefully I got something from this video. Hopefully it helped you in some way. Continue to protect y'all soul and spirit. And I will talk to y'all in the next video.